Good morning. Welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Ian.
And I'm Lauren.
And this is our Saturday weekend workout where we will play with our strength, learn new skills, work on old ones, and have fun along the way, and maybe some fitness.
Maybe.
What did you get up to last night? Lauren was baking bread till 11 o'clock last night. That sourdough takes time. It's a process. We like that process. But sometimes the dreams that happen after are kind of crazy after a late night bake-off. What did you dream about yesterday?
I did. I dreamt we got to travel.
Ooh.
But now I'm going to dream about doing the splits.
Okay.
Come on
Visualize that first. Nice and easy. Talk us through that, Lauren.
So in this light splits position, if that low back is slightly tucked under, you can prop yourself up on some pillows or blocks, bringing your hips a little bit higher. From here, just gently pull your feet towards your shin and dorsiflex foot, and then point your toes away from you. See if you can straighten those knees a little bit more in that pointed position, and then flex again. Maybe you can find a little bit more space to work those legs out. Point feet again, straightening the knees, sitting up tall.
Footsies.
Oh, that's nice. And then from there, let's just add a light slide from side to side. So that rib cage is sliding. Our shoulders are staying parallel with the floor. And we're sliding side to side here. You can try that same sort of slide, but forward back. Extending heart chest forward, and then lightly pressing back or flexing the spine. Extending forward, and then lightly flexing the spine. Whew. Find a happy place there.
Yeah. Grooving in those shoulders.
I am.
So from here, we'll commit to those wrists. Just open up those fingertips. Could you lift up your index fingers? Keep all those other contact points, including the first knuckles, and then press it down.
And straighten your elbows.
And straighten those elbows, elbow pits forward. Then lift up the middle finger next. Keep everything else heavy through that knuckle line and down. And then the ring finger, personally, that's a tough one. We're gonna try to lift up that ring finger while keeping all other points of contact heavy and down. And lastly, that pinky. Now on that pinky again in particular, that pinky pad right here, keep it down for one more second and then shake them out.
Shake them up.
Shake them out. From this splits position, let's go towards more of a lungy kind of position here. So we have our modified 90-90 position, packed shoulders at that head neck. Maybe look at the elbow if that's too much on the head neck. From here, extend the hip with a butt squeeze, and then compress or pull in the hip on the other side. Then keeping the shoulders square, open up that back hip. Engage the glutes, extend the hip, push forward, and pull in on that bottom side. This time, keep the hip forward, but open the shoulders. Whether the head moves with the sternum or it leads it entirely, let's roll back towards parallel, and then a little bit of that deficit or towards the floor. Take a breath in, and then push the floor away. Return. Let's do that one more time through the hips. My hips were forward, so now they're a little bit more opened. Shoulders are square. Close the hip with that hip extension pushing forward. Pull in on the bottom side. Cramp, cramp, cramp. Hold that position. Rotate the upper body. Nice and control. Maybe lead with the head. And then return towards the ground, a little of that other angle there. Take a big breath in. Exhale and press away. From there, modify that position through the mer person. Any version of switching around to doing the same thing on the other side. Modified 90-90 from that elbow with our packed shoulder. My hips and shoulders are facing forward. I'll open up that back hip as to open like a book to the back corner, and then extending the hip, squeezing the butt, pushing the hip forward, and then compressing in on that bottom side. Holding for time, keep the shoulders square, and do that one more time as we open up the hip, and then extend it, pushing through with the glutes, and pulling in on the bottom side. Now lead with the head. Add a little rotation, nice and control to the other side. Wow, that's smaller today. Then the same thing towards the ground. The hips are still forward, isolating through that rib cage. Take a breath in here. Press away. One more time on that rotation, keeping the hips forward, nice and slow. And then look and roll. Return to that parallel position, hips and shoulders, and then press through, sit tall in that mirror person, and let's transition to a little bit more aggressive wrist warm-up with Lauren.
Flip on over.
Not aggressive. Aggressive might be the wrong word, but definitely
we are doing handstands
heavier.
and crawls today,
Heavier.
so it needs to be a bit more intense here as we prepare. From here, I want you to extend your arms, place your fingertips down, as many fingertips as you can touch, and then you'll get more fingertips down. Through the fingers, callus line, palms. Once you're there, pull your shoulders into your ears, and now pull them out of your ears. Keep them there. Your blood donations or your elbow pits are forward. Don't move your shoulders. Rotate your elbow pits to hide them. And then rotate them forward again, really screwing into those wrists. This is where I really need this before I handstand. Rotate the elbow pits backwards, forwards. One more time, elbow pits backwards, elbow pits forward. Keep that forward position, shoulders down. Shoulders are going to drift towards over top of fingertips like they might in our handstand. And then use your fingertips to press yourself back, also like you will in your handstand. One more time. Forward. And then use your fingertips to press yourself back, flicking the floor away. Nice. We'll go sideways hands because sometimes hands have to go sideways. Fingertips down. First knuckle. Palms. Elbow pits forward. Shoulders packed. Press your right fingers into the floor, sending yourself to the left. Then press the lefties into the floor to go to the right. And feel how you use that power and press to get from side to side. You'll use that to press yourself around in your handstand to find balance. To center, palms leave, fingers flick. Pew. One last one. Palms forward, fingers facing you, so fingers down first. Light touch, and then palmies. Shoulders pulled out of your ears, elbows forward, gently sitting back a little bit into that. Feeling that stretch and a little bit of pull through the front of the forearm. Use your fingers to push yourself back forward. Add a slight bend to those elbows and sit back with that bent elbow position. Keep from the bent elbow position, peel the palms away, and then the fingertips. Those wrists are fired and ready to go.
There we go. We're going to stay on the floor, get a couple of our log roll styles going, and then work on our sides of sits for other balances in today's practice. Start on the ground, assembling yourself in the T shape on your back.
In the T.
Arms out to the side. For here, I'll be taking my left hand, sweeping it towards my hip. Touch yourself on that thigh, but then return the hand to the side. Switch that same thing on the other side. Hand towards the leg, right to the leg, and then open to the T. Now, look to your right in the head neck. Then take the left hand and bring it towards the hip. And then reach across the body, rolling and reaching, facing the front. Now look at the right hand. Move it towards the hip. Nice and slow, lift it off the floor and roll towards your back. Switching sides, I'll look to the left, reach my right hand to the hip, sweep across the body, using my legs as little as possible, reaching and rolling to my front, and then looking at my left hand, moving it towards my hip, and then looking at it as I rotate all the way to the back. To do that one more time, look to the right, sweep the left hand to the hip, reach and roll as we're on to our front, and then casually pick up that right hand and with your eyes, roll it to your hip and nice and control to your back. Look to the left, sweep the right hand to the hip, reach across the body. That's the tough one for me. You might have one that's easier and more challenging. Then look at that left hand as it sweeps and rolls and brings you to your back side. Anyhow that's right for you, just assemble in our bottom portion of that siza.
We're here on kneeling on our knees with our toes pointed out behind us. Tuck your shirt in.
Adjustments, get them right.
Sitting up tall, gently put your hands on your own butt cheeks. Squeeze your right butt cheek. Squeeze your left butt cheek. Squeeze both butt cheeks. Now keep squeezing both butt cheeks and extend your hips to tall. Tuck your toes, with or without your hands, rocking yourself back to find your heels in your low squat. Knees are pressing towards over toes, chest is off of your knees. Press to extend out of that. Let's grow up right away to find our first balance of the day. This balance is on our toes for 3, 2, keep the knees really straight, slowly press the heels down. Knees come back over toes. Our heels will start to lift as we sink a little bit lower. Soft landing, use your hands as needed. Extend your hips, squeezing both cheeks. Untuck your toes, sitting back. One more time. Hands on cheeks, squeeze them, feel them. Tuck the toes. Rock back. Let's find a toe balance back here. Don't put your heels down. From there, can you press into the floor and grow up, finding that balance from there? Hold. 3, 2, stay on your toes. Knees come forward. Then soft landing. Untuck hips. Untuck toes. Sit back and down. Whew.
And roll to your back. Same thing with those arms, but now with the legs. So we'll continue 2 repetitions of rolling in one direction and then returning to the other side, all with the legs. Assemble the arms in the T shape or the Y shape slightly overhead. Flex your left knee, or alternate your left with your right, depending on your space, and then extend the knee. Let it fall across the body, and we'll sweep the left hand now towards the hip of that same side. Yep. And then rolling to the front. Next, bend your right knee, reach the right arm towards that right hip, and nice and control roll to your back side. I have my right knee bent, so now I'm going to continue to bend it towards my chest, extend it at the knee, and let it pull me across the floor. As my right leg goes across, my right arm sweeps my hip, ending up on my front. Then that left knee bends, reaches through the back, arm moves with to our back side. My left knee is bent, so I'll continue to bring it to the chest. Extend through the knee. My left arm will sweep the hip as the left arm goes across to the front, and then pick up the other side, nice and control to the T, and then again, extend that right leg to the ceiling. Cross the body, sweeping arm overhead, right hand to the hip, and then pick up the other side and roll to your back. From here, Lauren's Size Sit series to take us up. Oh, I love rolling like that. I hope that feels as wonderful for you as it does for me there.
From that kneeling position again with those toes pointed out the back. Hands on cheeks, or you know what they feel like now. Squeeze them both, extend your hips. Tuck your toes, rock yourself back. We'll find our heels this time. Back to the heels, low squat, chest lifted, and then press to extend to tall. You said to get to tall?
Yeah.
Are we staying tall?
We're here. We have to check our menu board here, movement clock series. So again, we want to educate our body and the space that we occupy in those rolls, and those movement clock variations are helpful for that as well. We'll skip right through to the knee bending version of our movement clock, where again, we'll just occupy this cylinder with beautiful straight legs out front. Assemble yourself in a stride like me, and the longer we're here, the harder it is, so that from here, extend to tall. Just reach that leg out to that corner in the front, 11 o'clock for me here, reaching out, and then extending back. Then to the sides, I like including the arms on this one. Power out, reaching side to side and in. Lauren's skate stride towards that back corner, sending energy again on that diagonal. And then when we go with the back, Lauren's feet is going to demonstrate this best. Lead with the back leg first, and then flex the leg you're balancing on. Extend through. Repeat on the other side. Knee over toe, nice straight leg out front, extend through. Corner, so that 10 or 2 o'clock position here, and to tall. Energy's going so sideways here, so sideways and in. Skate strides to those 8 and 4 positions on the clock. And then the straight leg goes first, then the knee bends. And we extend. And we'll shake that out. Let's return to the floor in that side sit. I like that balance from the toes, Lauren, but you crawl. How do you want to get down?
Press up to grow to your balance. Hold, squeezing your glutes, pulling your kneecaps up. Staying on those toes, knees will press forward, keeping the shoulders stacked over top of the hips. Soft landing on the knees, extending the hips through. Untuck the toes, sit back down.
Awesome. We're going to do one more roll here from that position. Assemble your arms in that wide Y shape. Place one hand across the chest. If you know what's coming, you could also place that hand out to the side. With a hand across the chest, take a little look-see through that window, trying to connect your shoulder towards the floor. Take a big breath in and exhale. And then press back and then switch hands. Repeat on the other side. So my right hand across left chest, taking a nice casual look underneath. And when you get to your safe place, take a big breath in and out. And then on the out, press yourself back. That's where I'll kind of stay today. We could add on to that by taking the hand out towards the side this time, connecting the shoulder and taking a big breath in and out. And then press through. And again, turning up the palm on my right side, I can take a look through the left. Once I get there, take a big breath in and out. And then press back to the Y. From here, modify your hands, give them a little shake, and Lauren's down dog, 3-point down dog extraordinaire coming in right here.
Hands placed underneath your shoulders. Gently tuck your toes, knees are bent. Tilt your tail to the ceiling right away. Slowly straighten your knees, trying to press your hips towards the ceiling and extending the knees, pushing the heels towards the floor, keeping your tailbone long. Take a couple breaths here. Find some more room. Then we'll pull ourselves through to our plank position. Pull, hold. Glutes squeezed, abs braced, lats engaged. Now press the floor forward, flicking a toe away, pointing up to the ceiling with that long leg. When you're here, your hips should be square to the floor, not open. Pull yourself down into your plank. Flick the floor away. Keep those hips closed. I know you could reach closer to the ceiling if you opened your hips. That's not the point. Pull yourself back through your plank. 2 more, one each side. Flick the floor away. Stay closed, straightening, trying to straighten both knees. Pull through, engage those lats as you pull. And last one, flick and point. Staying square, reaching long, and then pulling through. Hold that plank for 3, 2, knees soft land.
Lovely. Last size to sit here for today. Cue those hip extensions, as Lauren said, pressing the hips through. Tuck the toes. With the hands or no hands, or even with your eyes closed, hold your toe balance. And then, nice and tall, grip down to grow tall. Breathe here. Reset with the full feet on the floor. And then shakeouts to wiggle.
Nice.
Do you have a favorite animal at the zoo there, Lauren?
Yeah, I have lots.
Okay. Well, name 1 or 2. Or if you're in the chat here today, a tiger.
A tiger, a monkey.
Okay. Maybe let's start with that monkey because it gets into those squats a little bit. Monkey around a little bit. How might you monkey around at home in the workout? Ooh, okay. Getting a little low squat. Little 1-2 hops in there. So whether you're hopping around on the floor or hanging from the bar or monkeying around, we can definitely monkey around. How do the hands feel? Can we be playful in that regard? It takes some degree of silliness and confidence. Let your body shake it out in between and chill. I was thinking about going to the elephant, you know, those old pachyderms, making sure that we can pack our shoulders, load up those wrists. And for about 30 seconds here, join us in one more elephant crawl, load up hamstrings, check in on that wrist endurance as we proceed. Lauren's setting up like the elephant here. And again, drive the action through the feet and the hands. So push and pull through the floor and really looking to articulate through the wrists the way we'll cue in the handstand. And then maybe press yourself backwards, that backwards walk, really interesting, working through the hands. And then this movement again, mimics that dismount as you push the floor away to come up out of your crawl or out of the handstand. Today's practice, we'll be discussing and practicing the handstand entries, starting with a 3-point, working through to the step in, and then perhaps the tuck at the very end. We can modify that, because always the answer depends. Maybe you just hang out in your 3-point position and try to figure out what's going on as we discuss and just do our sets of reps. Modify as you need. Lauren's going to start. Handstand entry from 3 points. Lauren, tell us what's up.
Kick-ups, right?
Yes. Yeah. What did I call it? Handstand entry?
Yeah.
Kick-up. Yeah, the old-fashioned kick-up.
With my hands gripping the floor, I kind of create a dome here. So my fingers are slightly domed, pushing down. My palm is slightly domed, but my callus line is touching. Then I shift my weight forward, stacking my wrists under my elbows and my shoulders. I'm going to use a single leg to kick up, and then I'm going to alternate. So I'm going to be scissoring as I do this. And right now my goal is just to find how much kick I need to get to that upside down position.
Nice. I'll just step in a little bit as Lauren completes her reps. If you have a training partner at home, yeah. So if we have a training partner at home, if you're brave enough, you could stand here and just say, I'm going to catch you. You won't go over. Nice and control. There we go. And then down. Right? Our goal as a spotter in that regard is not to help that person up, but rather to give them that reinforcement that if they overkick, it's going to go all right. Although learning to bail is also good too. Mm-hmm. Okay, so same idea here. We're going to work through that tripod kick up. Lauren, cue it again.
Hands grip the floor. Find that grip on the fingers, and then pressing like the floor away, just like we did in our 3-point down dog. You're kicking and trying to reach to noon on the clock. Depending on what you're doing, you're either scissoring your legs to alternate your kickoff leg, or you're sticking with the same one on this round, and next time you'll try the other leg. I do recommend practicing both, but sometimes there's a time and a place to do your favorite leg. Right now, we are trying to alternate that.
Whew, here we go. How are you feeling again? Maybe you need to take that low level the way sometimes I do after my first set. But can we do that again? Or you just want to watch or take a rest? Listen to your body. We're going to do that again. Lauren goes through her tripod kick up. As she sets up, it's always the same. She has that routine where she sets up the hands. She does that little mini down dog and loading up in that wrist extension. I always say point the toes. It looks so gorgeous when she does. And kicking in that scissoring action here and just finding that right weight, building the endurance through the arms, the right weight there to help down. Nice. Great. 5 or 6 reps would be my recommendation. Here's something modest that you could do again and again rather than doing 20 at once and then might have been at a gas. That was a super strong set there, Lauren.
All right, Ian, your turn for kick-ups. Were you scissoring last time or doing the same?
Yeah.
All right, so scissoring again. Scissor means you're kicking up with the one leg, but then coming down with the other. So each time, it's a different kickoff leg. Taking your time, pressing that floor away, trying to keep the shoulders stacked. Excuse me for 1 second. Excuse me. Trying to keep those shoulders stacked and elbows straight the whole time. You're also pressing the floor away, so that elevated shoulder position. Feel the weight in your fingertips. I feel like you've done 20.
That's 6.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking 5, but 6 is that even number. Mm-hmm. What I was aiming for there was to keep everything stiff. Lauren kept saying straighten your elbows, straighten the elbows into the floor, and as well, that leg out the back as much as you can. Try not to let it bend. Working on our Jane Fondue style. Lauren, hit us up first.
Some single legs. Single legs. Standing with your feet underneath you. Gently press both knees over the toes. From here, sit in this position. Your shoulders are over top of your hips are square forward. Transfer weight to one leg, pointing the other leg out long. Keep the toe touching the floor for now. Hold. 3, 2, both legs are connect as you extend. Repeat. Knees press over toes. Transfer weight to the other leg. Kind of drag or press the foot across the floor. Hold point. 3, 2, extend both legs tall. We'll do that 2 more times each side, adding a little bit. Knees over toes. Transfer weight. Hips should stay level as you point. This time, lift that pointed leg and hold it as you extend and pull it under. Second side. Knees go over toes. Point the leg out front. Lift it. Hold it as you extend and pull under. Last time. Knees over toes. Point front. Maybe lifting it a little higher. Holding it there as you straighten. Pull it underneath. Knees over toes. Point out front. Lift it. Straighten. Pull underneath. Whew.
Often we don't need to do too many of those to make it feel like work on those hips. Tucks last. We did that 3-point entry. Here would be my example of our step in.
With the step in, we're going to take the step to get into it, landing on our hands. When we do land on those hands, our shoulders are already elevated, pressing the floor away. We're trying to maintain that hollow position through our core, so not arching that low back. And again, reaching for noon or growing up to the ceiling as you reach those legs up. Ian, again, I believe is scissoring. I have been trying not to look. Yes, he's scissoring his legs. So again, alternating his takeoff leg. You're definitely going to have one leg you prefer, but try really hard with the other one too.
Again, that was that 6 number. Next time, I think I might even go for 4. Tuck in the shirt.
Can I go?
Of course. So the handstand entry. When Lauren is about to enter that handstand, the shoulders will be shrugged. When you go to enter that handstand, the rib cage will be down and the shoulders will be shrugged. When Lauren is about to get into that handstand, all that's going on and the toe is pointed and it might be getting a little tired. Go ahead. Yeah. Nice. Last 1 or 2. Oh, yeah. When you can finish like that, just drop that mic.
Boom. Walk out.
Okay.
You get to go again?
Yeah, I'm going to go for those 4.
Okay. Gripping the floor with those hands, pressing away and reaching to grow up tall. As well, when you're dismounting this, think about pushing the floor away.
Not enough
push
power.
yourself up to tall. So you're always trying to get back up to that tall position versus ending in that hunkered over, bent in half position. Pointing, and you'll hear that flick of the floor just like we practice in that 3-point down dog, flicking the floor away.
Awesome.
And this is why we have our hips square in the 3-point down dog, because you have your hips squared in a handstand.
So our second or last set of this type of entry for today, wiggle it out in between and finish on that great rep if you can find it. The shoulders shrug, accepting that floor and pushing down as Lauren's growing tall. Control the reps. Finish when you want. Breathing through.
Last one.
There you go.
6.
6. Pretty low numbers, 3s and 3s, but super strong numbers for progressions. Let's get back to that
Single leg
squat. Press those knees over the toes, and then lift up an ankle to that coup de pied position. Could you get lower? Then tap down. Could we again get a little bit lower, then pick up and extend that hip through. Repeat. Knee over toe. Then tap down. Nice and control. You might be able to get just that little bit lower. Then lift the support and extend through on that hip. One more time. Knee over toe. Tap down. Accept that load. Get a little bit lower. And then lift and extend to tall. The wiggle helps there. Switching sides. On 2 feet, knees over toes. Ding! Just heard the church bell. So knees over toes from here. Then lift that single foot.
Oh.
Then maybe get a little bit lower. Then press your foot down. And could you get a little lower yet? And then lift the foot, extend the hip, and remain on one foot. As we go low, once you're low, tap down, pull the bent leg up to get lower on the bent side, on the other side, and then lift the foot and extend through. One more time. Knee over toe on a single leg, tap down. Pull the foot that's on the floor off the floor, and then extend the hip through. Shake it out.
Whew.
What I was trying to get at, sorry there, was the hip flexion on this side will help you get lower on that side. So the higher we can lift this leg, the lower we'll be able to get on the other. Okay, now the hip tucks.
Now the tuck.
These are serious, Lauren. Very seriously fun and challenging. Take it away.
In our tuck, so we start our tuck position the same way we start our 3-point position. We grip the floor first. We have our feet together though in this as we stack our elbows, wrists, shoulders. And then it's a 2-foot takeoff. I don't know how much I can talk and do this.
Right on.
A 2-foot takeoff as
So
you get your butt
Lauren
over your head.
Lauren will load those, that's pretty sweet. Loading the shoulders over top of the wrists and aiming to connect that line like Lauren's holding for time here very strongly, very awesome. Maybe you're done on that because that's your best
I know.
ever.
I know.
That was amazing. Just do that. Just
Yeah.
do what that was at home there.
Just kidding.
Wait, dropping the mic
Yeah, I
and
was gonna
walking
leave.
out? No, no.
You go ahead.
No, you're the inspiration. You can't leave now.
Hands gripping the floor. In that tuck position, when you're doing that tuck position, you are trying to keep your knees as tight to your upper body as you can versus dropping the oranges out of your hip flexors. Keep juicing them in there. Find that balance and then soft landing. Using both legs to power, push the floor away. Get your butt over your head. I know what it's like. It's big. It's hard to find some balance up there. So you'd need an extra little boost just to get that butt up there. Don't discount how much work it is to take off 2 feet to get upside down. Take a little break.
A lot of work there.
We'll do it again.
Nice. So shake out those wrists. Maybe that second set here, or just watch to be inspired or to think we're a little bit crazy. Both are probably about right. So loading up shoulders over wrists. Get it just right. As you can see, Lauren made a modification there to make the size space of the takeoff just right. Kicking through. Lauren likes to cue holding those oranges or credit cards and those hip flexors.
I definitely dropped those secret
And those
cards.
credit cards are spilling all over the floor. That's okay. It's that awareness process. Keep those hips in tight. There we go. Again, we could do this against the wall, or again, I'll be here there, Lauren.
It's
With the
okay.
Casual help of a partner.
I'm okay.
Okay, good.
That makes me more
Good.
nervous.
Okay, good. Get the conditions just right. Right on. And who needs a spot when you can do that?
I just didn't want to go that way.
Well, that's how I was going to be there.
All right, Ian's turn for that tuck position. Whew. Gripping the floor and then using that hip, hip, hop to get your butt up. Nice. Also noticing soft on the landing. As much as you go up with control, try to come down with that control too. Each time restacking the shoulders, pressing the floor away. I do find in this tuck position, I do slightly bend my elbows as I jump to get that spring overhead.
It's tough. Let's return to those single leg squats. This time, elevate off the ground right away. Single leg squat. Open that leg to the side and slowly extend on the knee. Hold for time. Pull it in. Stand up tall. Repeat 2 more. Knee faces side, other knee faces front, hip square. Extend the knee. Challenge yourself by lifting the leg and getting lower. And pull in, extend through. And one more time, knee over toe. Just nice and slow, extend out to the side. Hold, lift it higher as the maybe. Bend it, extend through. Close, down. Wiggle. Repeat on the other side. Pull up, sit down, and then open to the side. From here, extend on the knee, hold for a second or 2, pull it under, extend tall. 2 more. Knee over toe. Pulling up on this side to help us get lower on the other. Bend the knee, extend through, owning that balance. One more time. Knee over toe, nice and control. Extend through, hold, pull in, extend through, pull center, press down, and then shake. Right on.
Nice.
No more tucks. That's a lot of tucks. Which of the, unless you want to do that, is your final one. At home, what handstand variation would you practice one more time? Lauren's preference is that tripod. So follow her or watch her for more cues as we do that one more time. And then follow me or watch as I do my handstand entry from standing.
Nice.
First, Team Lauren.
Are we still going kick ups though? Yeah, kick ups still. Okay.
So last set of kick-ups here. And again, try everything as Lauren said, the right leg or the left leg, but also pick your favorites.
Oh, that's tricky.
What skill are you interested in improving first? I'd recommend starting with, yeah, beautiful Lauren, starting with that tripod kick-up. Right on. And that's in addition to all the other drills we've done to this point, which include some of those pommel or box stands, inverting yourself in a pike position with your feet on a chair, taking your time, shaking it out. So that's Team Lauren. This again will be our step-in entries here for about 5 or 6 again.
Again, pressing the floor away before you even enter, using those toes to flick, and then pushing the floor away to get back to tall. Sometimes you find that little pause up there in your kick up, and if you do, enjoy it for a couple seconds, growing up to the ceiling, keeping those legs pointed, staying tucked, and then again, exiting with control, pressing the floor away. Always remember to breathe while you're doing handstands. It's tough, but it helps. And
Keeps
it's quite
calm.
important.
Yes, yes, yes. We have one more skill to work on today, and that's going to go back to the floor for those splits and those core muscles down below. No rules, but get to the floor. This is my hard side for my single leg squat. That's
Nice.
kind of buttery.
Nice.
All right. We started with those splits, so I'd like to finish off with Lauren's beautiful and somewhat amazing, awfully, devastatingly amazing hip lifts. Go for it.
Oh, okay. With our legs extended out in front of us. Let's warm up first just by lifting these legs off the floor. So we have that nice long spine again, our toes are pointed. I have hands slightly off the floor. Straighten your knees, point your toes. Pull one leg into the socket and then lift it up and hold it. For 3, 2, place it down. Same thing, second side. Knee straight, toes pointed, pull it in, lift it up. 3, 2, down. We're gonna add by moving out 3 times to get to your splits. Lift, open once, place down. Other side. Lift, open, place. Back to the first one. Lift, open, place. Second, lift, open, place. One more time each side. Lift, open, place. And last one, lift, open, place. Nice. Hang out here for a second. Maybe shifting forward a little bit, finding that pancake. I kind of pancake or extend my heart forward, but then do a little slide side to side, trying to find some more room. And then we'll sit back up to tall. And we're going to bring our legs in on the same. So 3 in. Looking at a single leg, point it, straighten it, lift it, bring it in a little bit. Point it, straighten it, in. Point, straight, lift. Point, straight, lift. One more time each side. Up and in and up and in. Nice. Flex those feet for a second. Try to keep that tailbone nice and long as you lift that chest up with those flexed feet. The old sit and reach. And then let's do that one more time, shouldn't we? If you remember which leg you started with the last time, start with the opposite leg. Point both legs. Straighten both knees. Lift as high as you can. Open. Lift as high as you can. Open. Lift. Open. Lift. Open. Hands are on the floor, but light. Lift. Open. Ooh, gets a little lower over here. Lift. Open. Oh, it's interesting if you think about it, what you can actively get into your splits range And then what you can do if you force
Pew,
yourself
yeah.
into it, hang out for a couple seconds here, and then we'll bring our legs back together. Sitting up tall. Your first leg, but your second leg the last time. Point, lift over. Point, lift over. Who has a butt that's about to burn? Mine is. Point, lift over. Point, lift over. Point, and over, and point, and up. Nice.
Excellent.
Whew.
Right on. Those stiff leg cues as we finished our practice here. Oh my goodness. Your glutes, my quaddies on those lifts right there. Using those straight knees to help you in the handstand practice, to stiffen legs, to balance on. The straight legs is such a tough skill, but it's one we'll continue to work on week after week at this weekend workout where we want to play with our strength. What are you up to for the rest of the day? I know we're videoing some new episodes, so check the members only portal for 5, 10, 15-minute videos with the bar, with the kettlebell, and some play mixed in between. I'm Ian.
I'm Lauren.
Together we stay strong. Look forward to training with you soon. Take care and have a wonderful rest of the weekend. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.